I was diagnosed the first time about at least 30 years ago, and I don't think recovery was even mentioned. I wasn't told I was going to get better, get worse, get nothing. I mean, the future, to my knowledge, was not discussed.
You'll never get well, you'll never do better, you'll always be in hospitals and doctors, sooner you'll be in this sanitary ward. You know, it was like a negative flow to me too.
I was told then that I would be on medicine the rest of my life. And, you know, I wasn't told anything about recovery. I mean, I didn't know about recovery in mental illness. I didn't know the words even went together. And it was really CPS training where I first heard about recovery from a mental illness.
I became a CPS later in 2002 and worked for a day program, New Rock Day program in Newton County, and I facilitated hundreds of support groups.
They could supply the medicine, they could supply the counseling, but the real work behind it is what I do and what I do every day.
I believe recovery is spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional, and that I have to take care of all of those parts of me, and that it's only when all of them are in balance am I truly having a good recovery.
I set a schedule for myself. You know, I set goals for myself, small goals and large goals. I have a balance in my life. I have friends, I have family, I have a shrink, I have a counselor, I have a home that I run and maintain myself, and I have a lot of pets.
The wellness recovery action plan, you know, it all picked me up so much that, you know, it's a change in my life right now that, you know, I can just go the distance. I'm determined to go the distance.
Every time I have, I call them episodes, I try to go back as far as I can and look at what happened early on so I can catch my early signals and not wait until I'm in trouble.
I found that working with flowers was very healing because I had something to do that blessed others too, you know.
I make sure I'm around my family, you know, nieces and nephews, all of them, you know, because, you know, from what I had lost when I was homeless and stuff, you know, when I see my nephew and nieces say, "Uncle, when you're coming back, you know, we love you," you know, it touches me now, you know.
The biggest things I think I do is ask other people in my life to point out to me when I may be slipping in my recovery. Sometimes people can see something before I can see it.
And I pull out my journal pad and I write my journal and I write my writings, and I'm kind of I communicate that way, you know, through writing. And my family, I try to stay close to them, you know, and for them to pick out if I'm starting to get sick or feeling, you know, sick or doing actions that saying I'm sick or anything. I want them to let me know.
Make sure right now that I keep myself in a positive crowd.
But as soon as I found Christ in my life, I developed a relationship with Him, and I started believing in myself and believing that all things are possible to Him that believeth. And if you believe, then you'll receive.
Peer support means that I reach out to my peers and to my friends that have mental illness also, and that I share with them, and that I don't isolate when I'm having episodes and I'm depressed. It means going to NAMI meetings, it means going to EA meetings, it means, you know, going to support groups so I can be around my peers, you know, because I find that they're the most powerful influence in my life right now.
It means that you've got something to give to me, and I've got something to give to you. And no one's above and no one's below, that we're all equal. And someone who's been in recovery for 2 days may have something I need that I've been in recovery for years, you know. It's just, it doesn't matter. We all have something. We have our lived experience. I think one of the more interesting parts of peer support that I've learned about is worldview, where we talk about the fact that we've all come from different places and we see the same thing differently. And because of the way we've experienced life, we don't all look at a situation as the same thing. And when I'm trying to connect with a peer, I've got to take the time to find out what their worldview is, because that's why they are feeling how they feel. And I think that has been probably one of my greatest lessons in peer support, something I had probably not really given much thought to, but, you know, makes perfect sense.
Stop, just keep going, so, you know, because I know I'm somebody. You know, I see that right now.
Thank you. I sure do thank you. Goodness.
And St. Simon's is a beautiful place to
It
come
is.
and celebrate our recovery.
For the first time being here, it's excellent. It's
And
excellent.
it's my
You all
Bye.
said-
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.